38. And he maketh the altar of burnt offering of shittim wood, 5 cubits its length, and 5 cubits its breadth, square, and 3 cubits its height. And he maketh its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns have been of the same, and he overlayeth it with brass. And he maketh all the vessels of the altar, the pots, and the shovels, and the sprinkling pans, the forks, and the fire pans. All its vessels he hath made of brass. And he maketh for the altar a brazen grate of network, under its border beneath, unto its midst. And he casteth 4 rings for the 4 ends of the brazen gate, places for bars. And he maketh the staves of shittim wood, and overlayeth them with brass. And he bringeth in the staves into the rings on the sides of the altar, to bear it with them. Hollow with boards he made it. And he maketh the laver of brass, and its base of brass, with the looking glasses of the women assembling, who have assembled at the opening of the tent of meeting. And he maketh the court at the south side southward, the hangings of the court of twined linen, 100 by the cubit. Their pillars are 20, and their brazen sockets 20. The pegs of the pillars and their fillets are silver. And at the north side, 100 by the cubit, their pillars are 20, and their sockets of brass 20. The pegs of the pillars and their fillets are silver. And at the west side are hangings, 50 by the cubit. Their pillars are 10, and their sockets 10. The pegs of the pillars and their fillets are silver. And at the east side, eastward, 50 cubits. The hangings on the side are 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And at the second side at the gate of the court, on this and on that, are hangings, 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. All the hangings of the court round about are of twined linen, and the sockets for the pillars of brass, the pegs of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and the overlaying of their tops of silver, and all the pillars of the court are filleted with silver. And the covering of the gate of the court is the work of an embroiderer, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and twined linen, and 20 cubits is the length, and the height with the breadth 5 cubits, over against the hangings of the court. And their pillars are 4, and their sockets of brass 4. Their pegs are of silver, and the overlaying of their tops and their fillets are of silver. And all the pins for the tabernacle and for the court round about are of brass. These are the numberings of the tabernacle of testimony, which hath been numbered by the command of Moses, the service of the Levites, by the hand of Ithamar son of Aaron the priest. And Bezaleel son of Uri, son of Hur of the tribe of Judah, hath made all that Jehovah commanded Moses. And with him is Aholiab son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan, an engraver and designer, and embroiderer in blue, and in purple, and in scarlet, and in linen. All the gold which is prepared for the work in all the work of the sanctuary, and it is the gold of the wave offering, is 29 talents, and 730 shekels, by the shekel of the sanctuary. And the silver of those numbered of the company is 100 talents, and 1,705 and 70 shekels, by the shekel of the sanctuary. A bekah for a pole, half a shekel, by the shekel of the sanctuary, for every one who is passing over unto those numbered, from a son of 20 years and upwards, for 600,000 and 3,550. And 100 talents of silver are to cast the sockets of the sanctuary, and the sockets of the veil, 100 sockets for the 100 talents, a talent for a socket. And the 1,705 and 70 he hath made pegs for the pillars, and overlaid their tops, and filleted them. And the brass of the wave offering is 70 talents, and 2,400 shekels. And he maketh with it the sockets of the opening of the tent of meeting, and the brazen altar, and the brazen grate which it hath, and all the vessels of the altar, and the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the gate of the court, and all the pins of the tabernacle, and all the pins of the court round about.